Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frontier Doubles League Season 2. We've got some Week 9 matchups for you this week between the number 1 seed in Expert League, the Gators of STUUUUUUBZ and Motions, versus the number 3 seed in Expert League of the Monkeys of Jaquidle and Risum. I'm J-Dubs, I'm going to be your color commentator tonight, and I'm joined with the one, the only KP, who you just saw win on stream last match. KP, how you doing?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
Doing just fine. But yeah, as I said, it's going to be the Gators of Motions and STUUUUUUBZ versus the Monkeys of Jaquidle and Risum. This is definitely going to be a really high-octane match. We're running a little bit behind schedule here, so we're going to jump right into it.
Let's get it. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and we got kickoff going. Let's see who wins it. I'm thinking the Gators win it.
As someone who's... honestly, my playoff hopes aren't riding on this game, but as someone who needs the Gators to win next week, I would like to see the Gators win as well.
We got to play push-in 2-on-1 for the Monkeys. It doesn't go quite well. Oh, still keeping pressure, though. Can we see a shot? Ooh, almost. Risum almost dunked that in over Motions. Motions with the save. Can he clear it? Oh, a little bit of a double commit there. Could be dangerous. Risum with the shot. Oh, just unlucky. He almost had the save, but sometimes the cookie crumbles that way.
Yeah, that it does. Risum able to get it on target really, really well, and Motions on the flip back just couldn't find it fully and couldn't quite get all the way around it. However, good effort from him. The Gators looking a little bit slow off the start here, though.
See if STUUUUUUBZ can control. Jaquidle with the shot. A little mistouch by Risum, but it works out for him. Got STUUUUUUBZ on the go. Can he pass with 0 boost? Shot. A little high, but can work out. One thing I would like to see is STUUUUUUBZ get some boost, though. Help his teammate out just a little bit.
Yeah, something that is definitely going to be a big factor in this game is the chemistry between the players. And as I say it, both Monkeys going to take a whiff and STUUUUUUBZ going to score it and equalize early.
I think a little bit of miscommunication there of who was going to go up and get the ball. But they got to work on that if they want to take this win here in Game 1.
Yeah, for sure. But as I was saying, it's going to come down to a lot of chemistry here. Motions and STUUUUUUBZ. I don't know if we haven't seen any of them, but we've not seen too much of them. So we got to see how the number 1 seeds, 2 higher salary players are going to adapt with each other. The Monkeys, of course, Risum and Jack, we've seen them. They beat the Penguins, I believe, and they've also got a few other wins under their belt. Definitely a sought-after pairing here, and they know what they're doing, as STUUUUUUBZ going to put the pressure on, but still, it's going to come down to chemistry.
One thing I do like to see is these rotations that both teams are making. They're helping each other out. Ooh, and STUUUUUUBZ almost with the shot, and Motions is there to back it up. But like I was saying, the rotations these teams have, they're always helping each other out, and that's something you'd like to see, especially while playing.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gators specifically, I think, have really, really tight rotations whenever they're playing, and that's what makes them such a formidable team. Because if your tight rotation game is working, then you can effectively suffocate the entire other team, and it's really hard to get out of. As you can see, the Gators have really sunk their teeth into the Monkeys here.
The Gators are starting to play a little, and he almost had the dunk over. But the Gators are starting to play a little bit more aggressive here as we get Game 1 going, and that's one thing I like to see. I like to see a team apply pressure early and kind of assert that dominance and make the other team have to panic and play even faster, and usually it works out for the team that's putting on the aggression.
Yeah, for sure. But as play kind of stalls out here, you really have to wonder if the Monkeys are going to be able to get back to it, as a mistake from Jack's going to let STUUUUUUUBZ waltz away with another one.
It was a really nice shot by STUUUUUUUBZ. I think Jax, he definitely would have saved that 9 times out of 10. Just a little backflip there.
Yeah, I would say maybe a little bit of going up against the number 1 seed jitters on stream, as Jack is a very solid player, and we need to I think we will see him appear a little bit more going further on into this series because I think we're in for a long one.
But yeah, definitely a Game 5 series here. And there's always the first game nerves. First game, you're playing, you might not be... oh, and STUUUUUUBZ with the shot just lasered it dead left corner. That was a nice shot by STUUUUUUBZ. Great pass
Absolutely.
on motions, too. And the bump?
Yeah, Motion's able to get in front of, I believe it was risum on the goal line there, as Jack was expecting a touch on him, and STUUUUUUBZ able to slot it away. Perfect, and the Gators find themselves up by 3 here with a minute 50 to go. Pardon that, or pardon me, that is, up by 4 here.
It was a really nice pass, really nice play. risum just couldn't get to it in time. Let's see how... There's still time to come back, too. There's always time to come back. I think the Monkeys definitely can come back in this one. Let's see what STUUUUUUBZ does. Oh, he's going for the airplay. Maybe a bump, maybe. A nice block.
Yeah, the Gators here are having a lot of success here in game number 1 as the Monkeys started off strong. They started off with a quick lead and things fell apart after that, but they still have some things to walk away with in this game. Of course, there's still a minute 10 left to play. It's a big ask to get 4 goals in a minute, but if anyone can do it, it would be the 3rd place team in the league. However, they're also facing up against the 1 seed, so not exactly going to be an easy task.
Nice block by Jack. risum, I think he was trying to maybe pass back to the corner. We'll see how it goes. I think if the Monkeys want to win this one, they have to play more aggressive than the Gators are playing right now. The Gators are putting on a lot of shots quickly and just confusing the Monkeys and making them panic a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely are. The Monkeys looking a little disorganized. Nothing that a nice game 2 can't fix, but still, it's something they're going to have to think of going into the rest of the series for sure, because now we can see them get their little bit of offensive pressure started, and of course, shooting accuracy not quite there, but again, not like it's all that big a deal here when game 1 is securely in the hands of the Gators, and as the ball touches the floor, that is true. The Gators will take game 1 in a pretty dominant fashion.
We got 7 shots versus 6 shots, so it was a pretty balanced aggression game here. Monkeys just couldn't put enough of them in to secure the win. Hopefully next game they can come out shooting at the net and everything goes in for them. But I do want to see the Gators keep playing aggressively and taking home the win.
Yeah, the Gators, they look on top right now for sure, and of course, as the team on top of Expert League, it's definitely a hard team to go up against, no matter what situation you're in, no matter what they've got, no matter if you've got a lead or not. It's definitely a rough team to go up against. So the Monkeys, again, they got to find a little bit more of that shooting accuracy, as you said, 7 shots in comparison to 6, with STUUUUUUBZ, of course, being the MVP, going 4 for 5. That's very good numbers from the big man on the Gators. So we're going to have to see a lot of the Monkeys here to really start themselves back into this series. But again, if there's any team that can do it, it's definitely the Monkeys.
100% agreed. And with being the number 1 seed and the number 3 seed, this is definitely a good matchup for what we could see in expert playoffs coming up. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, definitely. With the way things stand right now, it would appear that, well, 1, we've got a Rule 1 on the field. STUUUUUUBZ and risum locked up. Jaquidle versus Motions in a 1v1. Jaquidle looks like he's got in the power position, and he will capitalize on that, and the Monkeys find themselves with yet another game lead.
This is always how you weed out who can play 1s, who spends their most times in 1s. And respect to STUUUUUUBZ and risum for staying in that Rule 1 and abiding by the rules of Rocket League here.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, FDL's for fun, but we still respect the rules here, which is good for STUUUUUBZ there, risum as well. Obviously, his team had the advantage and got a goal off of it, but you know, he could have left.
STUUUUUBZ
And
with the shot. Almost.
yeah, a little confusion there in front of the Monkeys box with both teams actually looking a little lost for a second there. However, Motion's looking like a good chance to score it, and he will convert. Phenomenal play by him.
Those are always the toughest to save. You got one guy trying to demo you, and you have to save the ball. Tough shot to save.
Yeah, that is not an easy ball to get in front of. risum still looked close on it, but we find the equalizer early on yet again, and let's see if it's going to be a repeat of Game 1. For the Monkeys' sake, let's hope not, and for the sake of a longer series, but again, the Gators still looking good. 2 slow starts, but they've rocketed back to life here.
I like how they've came out more aggressively than Game 1. They're putting more shots on, and almost shot by Jaquidle. But as I was saying, the Monkeys came out strong this time. They're playing more confidently than Game 1, and I think they got the Game 1 nerves out of the way, and they're ready to rock and roll with this one.
No, I absolutely agree. The Gators still looking the same that they really looked in the first game, but again, the Monkeys a little bit more life in them, as we've seen, playing a little faster. They just got to figure out their defensive rotations and not fall victim to the Gators sinking their teeth in, but they deal with those shots beautifully and try a counterattack here.
It was a nice save by risum there, nice demo too. You can get something started. It's 2-on-2 now. Let's see if we can get the flick. Nice pass, nice pass. I just wasn't ready for it. One thing I would like to see the Monkeys do is play it a little bit slow sometimes and not try to outpace the Gators when they don't have to. And a shot by risum, nobody's back. That's what I was saying, man. The Monkeys are coming out more confident. I can see them taking this one.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where STUUUUUBZ went on that play. Little vanishing act there, as I couldn't see him from anyone's cam except for his own. So, might be a little case of misrotation there from STUUUUUBZ. However, risum able to capitalize very well, and the Monkeys continue to put themselves in optimal positions here, and 1v1 positions here as well, as they're going to try and continue to take advantage of their advantage in ones.
Motion's almost, and STUUUUUBZ answers back, and it's another equalizer. It's basically 0-0 here. These teams are just going at it back and forth. I think we can go into overtime here.
Yeah, definitely. STUUUUUBZ just a little bit faster than risum on that ball, and he trusted Motions a lot to get those touches, had the read before anyone else, and just able to dunk it in for the equalizer. That's huge for them.
STUUUUUUBZ again, almost. We can see another shot by STUUUUUUBZ, top left corner. It was a great pass and a great shot.
Yeah, STUUUUUBZ is playing. He's playing pretty well, you know, all things considered. STUUUUUUBZ is playing out of his mind. He looks faster than everyone else on the field. Other than that one rotational error he had on defense, he's looked pretty solid. His shooting has been incredible throughout this series. So the Gators are looking even more dangerous than usual, with STUUUUUBZ actively on the prowl. However, the Monkeys will equalize right away.
One thing I'm liking about the Gators is their aggression that they're keeping from Game 1 and it's transferring over to Game 2. STUUUUUUBZ 2 for 5, Motions 1 for 5. They're just putting shots on the target, on the net, making the Monkeys panic. While the Monkeys, however, 4 shots but 3 goals. That's some great shooting by them.
Yeah, definitely. The Monkeys really battled their way back in this series, able to find the equalizer here in later Game 2. Of course, they'd really like to win this game so that they don't have to reverse sweep the Gators if they want to win this series. And they definitely do not want to go in with a 3-0 against them, because I believe that they've essentially secured their spot for playoffs, but I don't think they want to go into a 4th place here and face the Gators round 1.
think the game we're watching right now is in the bump and the shot by Jack. That was a nice shot, and Risum went for the bump, kind of help his teammate out to secure the shot there. But I think we're gonna watch, the fast, aggressive play versus the slow play here.
Yeah, definitely. And the Monkeys, just a really great heads-up play from both players, looking to pace the defense of the Gators. The Gators defense has looked slow pretty consistently, which is where the Monkeys have gotten most of their opportunities. And of course, the Gators are outpacing the Monkeys on offense, but the Monkeys defense will continue to hold strong here in game 2, as they've done all game long. They've looked really great on defense, and they're still finding each other on offense for a rather sitting duck-esque Gators defense.
Ball's right in front of the net. Can Risum? He almost got it. Like I told you in game 1, man, if the Monkeys came out, played more confident, they were going to take this one.
Yeah, and they certainly have played more confident, to say the least. They're looking on top of everything, but I don't know. The Monkeys, they're definitely dealing with all the pressure that the Gators have put on here, and that's something that's gigantic going into the rest of the season and into playoffs, if since both these teams will have an essentially guaranteed spot heading there.
I think the biggest question we face is, will it continue? Will the Monkeys continue the pressure and keep up the pace that they're working at? Or will the Gators just come out on top and dominate here in game 3?
Yeah, definitely. That is the big question here. Is the Gators definitely didn't look bad by any stretch of the mind, but motion's a little bit out of the play, as much as we've seen everyone else pop in. Just not as much from him, but still, motion's had a great game here. Definitely no glaring issues on either side. The Gators just have to fix up their little defensive speed, I'm going to say, because every single time the Monkeys brought the ball down the field, the Gators looked uncomfortable.
100%, man. 100%. I agree with you. And one thing I would like to see from both teams, maybe, a ceiling shot here and there, or
Just to
a
mix it up.
doozy dish. Yeah, just to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be something. Definitely every player in this lobby's got the mechanics for that, so something that we haven't seen a whole lot of just sheer mechanical play come out here, so maybe we see a little bit of the highlight reel plays come out and see one team take the edge over the other.
If I was playing, I'd definitely, go for some ceiling shots, but I'm not good at them.
Me neither. Me neither. But still, this game is all but, we don't know who's on top yet. We're tied 1-1 in the series, and again, the Monkeys, they still had a tough fight there in game 2, but they might have found their ticket in, so we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to continue on with that.
Oh, missed by motions. STUUUUUUBZ going to go for the double touch. Almost. It's kind of chaotic there in the corner for a bit. Motions. Pulling out some squishy, see, man? I'm telling you, man, the squishy moves are coming out here in game 3.
Yeah, they really are. Risum going to take STUUUUUUBZ out of the play as he's going for a dribble here. Motion's going to walk right through him, not losing another 1v1 to Jack. And just the Monkeys continue. They've definitely looked stronger on defense, and they're continuing to flex that as the Gators will continue to try over and over again to sink their jaws back in with the classic Gators offense, but we haven't seen it take root since game 1.
Do like how good both teams are playing. Rotations are good so far. Nice demo, 2-on-1. Can they capitalize? That was an unlucky spawn for the Monkeys there, but they're still strong though. They're playing confident.
Yeah, definitely. STUUUUUUBZ is playing very fast, as we're used to him seeing whenever he's on the Monkeys half, but again, his rotations seem a little defensive almost, which is not something that we're used to seeing out of him, so we might have to see him, as much as I'm going to hate to say this, we might have to see him speed up a little bit more and trust in the team plays. As I say it, he will do just that and find the lead for the Gators.
One thing I do like about Expert League is the team plays. You don't see most of them in Origin. You might see a couple, but Expert, really good with mechanics, really good at awareness. They just know where to pass and how to pass, and I love it.
Yeah, they've here in Expert League we got a few things. You know, you'd think that the teams are communicating. I think a lot of the teams just kind of fall victim to that. All right, we are the better players than Origin League, therefore I want to show off on stream. But these two teams are great examples of what can happen when an Expert League team isn't just looking for the highlight reel.
100%. I think this game they're really just focusing on, we're going to beat you guys in the playoffs. This is what you're going to get.
Yeah, and again, if the Monkeys were to lose here and then lose next week, I think that would solidify them. I think they're still safe for playoffs regardless of what happens in the last 2 weeks, but they might end up in 4th. And again, 4th is not the position you want to be in if the Gators are the #1 seed, as they continue to look like they will be.
I will say I did like that little aggression play that the Monkeys had there for a couple seconds ago. They were putting shots on, getting the boost, and just keeping the Gators out of their way. Gators coming back, see if they can capitalize. The almost Doomsy. Yeah, I love a good Doomsy dish, and as I say that, motion just straight across the middle over both Monkeys. It was a nice placement.
Doomsy dishes are pretty nice. STUUUUUUBZ just barely getting it off the post, but Jack sitting flat-footed in the net, not quite sure. Risum tries to fly in for support, little off the mark in motions, will solidify that goal, and a 2-goal lead for the Gators here as we just are a little over half the game.
Nice demo by STUUUUUUBZ on the way back, and an open net, and motions just again puts it right on target.
Yeah, motions with the heads-up play here. STUUUUUUBZ able to completely clear the net. Jack runs towards the ball, trying to get in front of it, but motion sees him all the way, able to loft it up and over him and on target. The Gators a 3-0 lead here.
I want to see a game 5, man. I really do. I hope this doesn't go to a 3-1. These teams are both good. They're both playing solid. I just love to see that competitive. And STUUUUUUBZ again, the Gator score. Nice. It was a nice placement by STUUUUUUBZ. I think he barely got there.
Yeah, no, STUUUUUUBZ able to just barely get the ball around Jack as he dives in front of it, but motions, again, credit to him. That pass was right on the money, and STUUUUUUBZ, of course, able to cash in. And the Gators are surprisingly up by 4, and for almost a second time this series, I've had to say that they almost made me eat my words right away. However, the Monkeys with a shot on target will be turned away, thankfully.
There was an open net opportunity there, but the Monkeys, they were just not communicating well. One thing I would like, I think they're starting to deteriorate, if you would say, under the Gators' aggression that they got going on here. I'd like to see them answer back.
Yeah, I agree. The Monkeys, they just are getting faster and faster with their offense as they continue to get a bunch of touches back and forth off the corners. The Gators able to breathe for just a second. They might be able to break out because of it. They do, on target, and motions cashes in yet again.
5-0. I don't know much to say, man. The Gators just taking this game 3 away. This is their game. They're coming out. We want the series done. They're ready to go.
Yeah, of all of the top teams, I'd say of our top 4 right now, top 5 teams, I'd say 2nd place through 5th are very familiar with Game 5s, but the Gators are not. They have won most of their series in before needing to go to that penultimate match. So if there's anything that the Gators won here, is they probably want to get out of this in 4, because again, the Monkeys all experience to them in this matchup.
And as Game 3 comes to a close, I just want to say that the Monkeys, you got this. You're only down 1 game. You can always come back. But with the Gators, keep the aggression. I love it. I love to see it. But I'm kind of rooting for the Monkeys here. I want to see them come back and kind of reverse sweep, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I believe the Monkeys went into this with a 0 goal differential. So they're definitely in the hole in that regard, and that is very important for tiebreaker games if that's the case. So they might be in a little bit of trouble. No, actually, never mind that. Scratch that. Because I still think they're locked in, but if the Huskies are able to pull off, if let's say the Monkeys lose here, they get another not great loss here in Game 4, in which the Gators waltz away with it. Then, if the Huskies go on to win next week against this Gators team, then I'm pretty sure that the Monkeys would still win, assuming they win their next matchup, would still get in for free. But again, it's something that for the Monkeys here, you definitely don't want to waltz away with getting smacked in this matchup, because if somehow you do end up in that 4th place, then this is the team you're facing, and they will have all of the confidence in the world going up against you.
I 100% agree. I think the Monkeys need to play just a little bit slower. Just slow the play down and focus on getting the ball where it needs to be. And I think they can come back and beat the Gators.
Yeah, if there's anyone that can do it, I've been saying it all series long, it's definitely the Monkeys. But we're going to have to see how the rest of this series moves out, because as it is, the Gators up 2-1 with serious advantage, trying to take this game in 4 and avoid Game 5 altogether.
Dude's going up, no booze. Oh, there's a nice bump in the net. Can he end motions? Right over Jack. It was a nice bump by STUUUUUUBZ there to get the goal cleared for motions to be able to take the shot.
Yeah, definitely a great heads-up play from STUUUUUUBZ there to get a little bump on the defender, and then motions, rushes in, not a lot of boost to his name, still able to just barely pop it up and over the last defender and still keep the ball on target. The Gators will open up the scoring here in Game 4.
I think the Monkeys, little commotion back there at the Monkeys' goal, but they got it out. They cleared the ball. But as I was saying, I think the Monkeys need to work on their communication to each other, just let each other know. And I definitely think they can come back here in Game 4.
Yeah, it's definitely something that the Monkeys are capable of, as we saw them do it in Game 2. Not that they necessarily came from behind, but I mean, yeah, they kind of did. So they definitely, it's in their wheelhouse. They can beat this Gators team. They just got to start finding each other a little bit more, and as you said, they got to communicate a little bit better. They look a little bit lost, a little bit concerned, and that's not a way that you play good Rocket League, as the Gators going to be able to get away with another one. Great, really almost save for, risum able to get the first great shot out, and Jack almost getting back to it. STUUUUUUBZ, more credit to him with the placement of that shot.
Placement was just, you couldn't place it any better. He was just couldn't save it. But we'll see here as motions goes up for the air dribble. Double touch. Ooh, STUUUUUUBZ almost placed that perfectly again. One thing I do like about STUUUUUUBZ, his placement is just phenomenal. All his shots go perfect.
Yeah, as someone who's scrimmed STUUUUUUBZ a few times, it's definitely one of the factors that you gotta take into account going into this matchup, as STUUUUUUBZ has that sniper-like accuracy that you gotta really watch out for.
Emotions just confusing the Monkeys' defense there.
Yeah, Jack with a fake challenge on the wall there. risum not quite sure where that ball was going. Jack just couldn't get back to it. Motion's in a phenomenal position to capitalize, and of course he will. 3-0 with only about 2 minutes of game played.
It's a nice kickoff. Let's see if Risum can get something started here. And the almost shot. Like I said, man, the monkeys just, they have to play slower and more aggressive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they've got to slow the ball down. I think they're doing a lot of just getting rid of it, which is definitely what players will do in the situation of immense pressure. And of course, as we talk about that immense pressure, Motion's able to cash in yet another goal.
I don't know what Jag tried to save it like, but it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, just an unfortunate little defensive mishap there. Motion's, of course, able to capitalize very well after a good hit off the backboard. The Monkeys, they're not out. They've got 2 minutes left to play. You can score 4 goals in 2 minutes, but you're really going to have to pick up the pace now. And as we were saying before, there might be a little bit less boomer ball and a little bit more 1v1 dribble challenge, but we'll have to see how that goes.
They definitely are capable of, like you've been saying. Here, I want to see more of the Game 2 monkeys come out.
Yeah.
And STUUUUUUBZ emotions just dominating them. That was a nice touch by STUUUUUUBZ to be able to barely get it over Risum there.
Yeah, STUUUUUUBZ is really quick on his assists there. He's able to get up and around that ball before anyone else even knows what's happening.
I also like to give a pointer to STUUUUUUBZ. I've never seen somebody main those kind of cars. You know, it's usually the Octane, Fennec, or the Dominus, but he's breaking the status quo here.
That's true. I forget the name of that car, but it's, I believe, the most recent Rocket Pass car. But regardless, yeah, he's been in crazy cars all season, I'd say. Tigris was one of his big ones, and then I don't know where he was before that. Maybe the Maverick? Not fully sure, but he's definitely someone that's broken the norm of cars, and obviously we've seen him as he's, I think, #1 right now in the standings of all players in Expert League.
That's amazing, man. I've always had trouble with those kind of cars. Anything other than the Octane, and you might as well not even invite me. Here we have Game 4 coming to a close, and Gators are just running away again.
Yeah, it's looking like this is going to be the end of the road for the Monkeys on this week. Of course, this shouldn't do too much to them. Again, I'm pretty sure they've got a spot for playoffs locked in. However, that is, I guess, assuming that they'll win next week against the Eagles. The Eagles, team that just really love going to Game 5s. They didn't this week, but almost every other week they've gone to Game 5, maybe barring one other week. So that's someone that can definitely slay a few kings here. If they lose that week, then I'm not sure if they will be so secure in a playoff spot.
Maybe they're just, you know, trying to take it easy before playoffs. You know, I think they'll try to take it easy, and whenever playoffs come, that bam, they're gonna take the whole thing.
It's definitely a strategy, and the Monkeys are a team capable of that, as both players very, very capable with mechanics and everything like that. They're definitely up there. Of course, sitting in third, I believe still with that loss, they're still sitting in third. And yeah, they really know what they're looking for.
100%. It was a good series. I just wish the Monkeys held in there just a little bit longer for us to see a Game 5. I think it'd be really interesting for both of these teams to go to a Game 5 here.
Yeah, but of course, not quite there. We're looking to see if we're going to be able to snag any of the Gators players there, either STUUUUUUBZ or Motions, but we're going to definitely here, nearing the end of our regular season, Gators still on top, and I mean, team's looking pretty good. I believe that is both of us, Motions and STUUUUUUBZ, joining us. Congratulations on the win, guys.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, how's it feel? I think that, I'm pretty sure that might secure you guys for a first place spot here in regular season.
I'm just pumped because I beat Jack. That was my only objective. But
Oh, right. You guys go to the same college.
Yep. Same with Risum too. So that was actually kind of fun playing against him.
I see. So a little bit of a rivalry in that match, more than one would expect.
Yeah, just a little bit. But it was fun nonetheless, and I'm probably gonna go play with them here in a little bit anyway.
Fair enough. Maybe rub it in a little bit. Be like, ha ha ha. Do a little bit of that. Good to hear. But yeah, how do you guys feel walking away as? Again, you might have to win next week. Actually, side note, as someone whose playoffs basically depend on you winning next week, you have to win next week. No bias at all. Sorry, Huskies, but that's how it has to be. So yeah, you guys have to win next week, but then, of course, you'll be secured for first place. How's that feel?
That's
great.
Exciting, honestly.
Amazing, exciting. No more
Good
worrying
to-
about making playoffs.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, you just have fun.
That is true, and
Yes,
I will say, at the very least, you're secured for playoffs.
Yes.
You are for sure going to be one of the 4 teams representing the Expert League in playoffs. So that's good job to you both. That's definitely a whole team accomplishment. Robot, of course, your captain as well. And again, as long as you guys win next week, I'll continue to sing your praises. But until then, I'm going to stop and let KP talk.
My question's for you guys. How do you guys feel about playoffs? Are there any teams you're looking out for, or are you just looking to take the whole thing?
We're just kind of looking just to take it as far as we can and see what we can do with what we got.
Okay, man. Okay. Like that answer. I'd like to hear, we're going to win it all. Just some competitivism out there. Just run over the whole expert league. But also, STUUUUUBZ, I have to ask you this. Do you have like aimbot for the goal or something? Because all your shots were just on target, man.
No, it's just a stupid amount of hours in free play. Just putting shot on net from anywhere.
Got you. And motions too. You were putting in shots. Y'all were playing very aggressively. It was working out for you guys. What were comms like?
Just chill. Hey, we got this. They score a goal. Don't worry about it. We'll get another type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty laid back.
I like it. Kind of a Kobe mindset there. But I think that's all the questions I have for you guys. You guys played a great series. You ran away with it.
Yeah, it was a great series. I'm just upset that we threw a match because instead of being 9-0, I'm now only 9-1. So in this league,
Darn.
yeah, right.
His first loss.
Big darn, my first loss. I'm kind of down on myself. I could have done much better. But
Oh no, we still won. My goodness.
yeah.
Always a pleasure with you two. You guys are you're so good.
Thanks.
Again, once you win next week, I'll say those things for real.
All right, that works.
But now, I'm gonna be. You better win next week, or I'm gonna be really upset. I will. You better watch out. You hear me?
All right.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Bet.
Good. Glad we had this talk. But I think without further ado, do you guys have anything else to say to the stream?
Just good game, Jack Risum. Good competition. Great matches.
Glad to hear it. So yeah, we're going to be moving to a short little break, probably about another 15 minutes before we head on into our next match. But this has been J-Dubs. We're joined with KP, hosted by KC Scrag, and we will see you guys after the break.